Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. October 28th. An unbroken tradition. We conceive the survival and spread of Alcoholics Anonymous to be something of far greater importance than the weight we could collectively throw back of any other cause. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 177. How much it means to me that an unbroken tradition of more than half a century is a thread that connects me to Bill W. and Dr. Bob. How much more grounded I feel to be in a fellowship whose aims are constant and unflagging. I am grateful that the energies of AA have never been scattered, but focused instead on our members and on individual sobriety. My beliefs are what make me human. I am free to hold any opinion, but AA's purpose, so clearly stated 50 years ago, is for me to keep sober. That purpose has promoted round-the-clock meeting schedules and the thousands of intergroup and central service offices with their thousands of volunteers, like the sun focused through a magnifying glass. AA's single vision has lit a fire of faith in a sobriety of millions of hearts, including mine. Courage to Change One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, October 28th. It's amazing how my attitude toward others tends to return to me like a basketball rebounding off a backboard. My impatience with other people often generates even more impatience with myself and my world. When I am unkind to someone, I get defensive and expect others to be unkind to me. Likewise, when I accept someone unconditionally, I find that my whole world feels safer. So it's in my best interest to treat others as I wish to be treated. I try to imagine that my words and actions are being addressed to myself, because in the long run, I generally get back what I give out. If I am unhappy with what I receive, I might try looking for that same behavior in myself. It may not take exactly the same form, but I find that whatever I dislike in another is something that I dislike in myself. The reverse is also true. What I admire in others probably reflects an admirable quality within me. Today's reminder: there is something for me to learn from every interaction I have with other people. I will make an extra effort today to take note of the attitudes I'm giving and receiving, because they both can teach me about myself. There is a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it reads, "Though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us or we find it not." Just for today, Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, October 28th. Attitudes. We can also use the steps to improve our attitudes. Basic text, page 55. Ever have a day when everything seems to be working against you? Do you go through periods when you are so busy taking people's inventories you can barely stand yourself? What about when you find yourself snapping at your coworker or loved one for no reason? When we find ourselves in this bleak frame of mind, we need to take action. At any point in the day, We can set aside a few moments and take a spot inventory. We examine how we are reacting to outside situations and other people. When we do, we may find that we are suffering from a plain old bad attitude. A negative outlook can hurt our relationship with our higher power and the people in our lives. When we are honest with ourselves, we frequently find that the problem lies with us and our attitude. We have no control over the challenges life gives us. What we can control is how we react to those challenges. At any point in time, we can change our attitude. The only thing that really changes in Narcotics Anonymous is us. The 12 steps give us the tools to move out of the problem and into the solution. Just for today, throughout the day, I will check my attitude. I will apply the steps to improve it. Today, Emotions Anonymous, October 28th. Reflection for today. We never fail until we quit trying. The battle is never over until we win or quit. Often we are tempted in times of distress to become discouraged and throw up our hands in defeat. Discouragement is actually a clue to make us pause and see what needs to be changed. It is time to pray for direction and then try and try again. Usually it is easier to quit, but how proud we are and have a right to be when we stick to it and win our personal war. Meditation for today. Help us to keep on keeping on, even when the going is tough. Today I will remember, never quit trying. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics' dysfunctional families. October 28th. Passive aggressive. By addressing our fear, we release some of our glaring behaviors of manipulation, passive aggressiveness, and false kindness. BRB, page 40. We grew up in homes where love was conditional. How we were treated depended on how we acted. Many of us were so fearful of being punished or ostracized that we learned to manipulate those around us. Some of us became very good at passive-aggressive behavior. We learned to get what we thought we wanted or needed without directly asking for it by putting on a false mask. Because these were survival mechanisms based in fear, as adults we realized that we weren't really getting what we needed. For some of us, the frustration of feeling like we had to operate in this manner often built to a point where we would explode, sending ourselves spiraling into some form of addiction to cope. Eventually, we landed in a place where we didn't know who we really were. For those of us who are lucky, when all of our tactics failed us, we found our way to ACA. This is where we begin to face our underlying fears and learn how to be honest with ourselves. We start to relate to others in a healthy manner. Yes, it's challenging to change such ingrained habits, but we know it's possible. We see others in the program doing it all around us. The affirmation reads, "On this day, if I am tempted to manipulate others with old behaviors, I will affirm for myself that I am capable of new, healthy, life-affirming behavior." Please share, subscribe, like, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be. If you don't know who that you is, your true self, take the time with your higher power to find out. Give yourself grace and mercy. And remember that you are not alone and that recovery is possible, one day at a time.